Welcome to RunJob Software's presentation of importance of notification and how RunJob helps you with that. Okay, so right now you're just looking at the RunJob website here. I wanted to explain to you here under blog. I wrote a blog down here called Importance of Timely Notification. And I wrote this because to me, as a construction professional for almost 25 years, who's had plenty of good jobs and plenty of bad jobs, the thing that you'll always find when you get to a dispute with your lawyer is that you need to have notified your client in a timely manner. I'm going to read this to you. If you want to take the next few minutes and spend with me, let me read to you this blog which I wrote. Importance of timely notification. I haven't done the official research on what are the most common causes of success or failure in a construction claim, but I would bet that the quality of notification to your client is a leading indicator of success or failure. I can tell you this with certainty. If your notification to your client is in compliance with the contract, the door to your claim starts in an open position. If your notification is non-compliant or only partially compliant, the door to your claim is only partially open, if at all. I've been there when the $350 an hour attorney turns to you and says, "You didn't give me much to work with here. You didn't follow the notification requirements in your contract. I'll do what I can, but next time write the letter." Don't be that guy. Write the letter. RunJob software has been RunJob software has been designed to make letters easy to generate. The letter module automatically fills in the date, the letter number, the from and the to parties, the greeting, the closing of the letter. You just type in the body of the letter and hit print. You don't even need Microsoft Word. Notification to a client about a potential change order is not a convenience or a nicety to your client. It's likely your contractual obligation. If you do not comply with the contract and notify your client, you may have no claim. Your client likely has the right to completely deny it. You may receive neither time nor money added to your contract. Then, of course, comes the attorney bill. Here's some advice on client notification down here right now. Contract. First and foremost, go find the applicable portion of the contract detailing your notification requirements. Second bullet here, timing of notification. Within how many days of your discovery of the change do you have to notify your client? I've seen it between 24 hours and 20 days. Content of the letter. What does the client need to be notified of? A description of the change, the effect to the schedule, the cost. Try RunJob software today for 30 days at no cost to you. Try our simple, affordable, and powerful software today. Okay, that was the hook at the end there to take you to RunJob. Also, I've got to say that the information presented in this blog is prepared for general information purposes only, to permit you to learn more about this matter, our services, and the experience of our construction professionals. The information presented is not intended to convey or constitute legal advice and is not a substitute for obtaining legal advice from a qualified attorney on your specific matter. Okay, so what did this all basically say? Basically what this all boiled down to is, if you never tell your client in writing about a change to your contract, it may have never happened, quote unquote. You know what I mean? It's just it's a matter of, hey, if it was never written down, it never happened. You've probably heard that excuse or that saying. So how can RunJob help you with that? So let's go over here to RunJob software. Okay, so this is the PCO log on a fictitious job that we have in our demo program. And what the PCO log does here is PCO log, potential change order log. Allow RunJob to help you with this. RunJob was designed to basically allow you to track the different potential change orders on your job. Here on this job there were 6. Here's the number, very sequential. The title of a potential change you had in the job. Now a change adds time or subtracts time from your job. A change adds cost or subtracts cost to your job. It's pretty much what it is. If you're impacted by a change in scope, be it time or be it cost, allow us to help you track it. Don't lose it at the end of the job and realize that, oh geez, I lost $5, $5,000, $5 million on the job. Write all these changes down on screen and then just track them. So going from left to right, so on this particular job we identified a change, number 1. It was a late start to the job. This is the most important column maybe in the entire program, is this column right here, notification. Notify, notify, notify. You've got to do it in a timely fashion. Like I said in the blog, it's I've seen it anywhere from you have 24 hours to you have 20 days to notify your client that a change happened. And I am telling you that $350 an hour story is no lie. That's exactly what has happened to us and our staff with my construction company that didn't notify the client in time. The mediator just came in and said, sorry you got your butt kicked, but there is no relief for you because you didn't notify the client of the change. So here, what we try to do for you is just say, hey, when you get into the PCO entry log here, you can click on this button, but basically this module allows you to, or forces you, so to speak, to put in the notification date. I notified my client via email on June 18, 2014 of the fact that, hey, you started me late on the job, and that may impact me. And that's all you have to do. Your notification requirement is satisfied. What happens here, beyond this next column here, is the contractor request. So my first request was via email on June 18, 2014. I asked for 5 calendar days, and I asked for $4,500. He came back, on July 1, he came back and responded to our request number 1 via email on the 1st of July, and he said, I'm not going to give you 5 days, but I'll give you 3. I'm not going to give you $4,500, but I'll give you $3,500. Well, we didn't agree with that because if you look out to the right, the settlement was not made. Of course, you're tracking this log back in the entry screens within the PCO log. So we went on to round number 2. Round number 2, you said, okay, I didn't like your answer. So in round number 2, we sent an email on July 1. And we said, you know what, I still want 5 days, but I'll go down to $4,250. Your owner came back, second round of negotiation here, and said, okay, second round, sent you an email back on the 9th. He said, you know what, I'll give you 3 days and I'll give you $4,150. You decided to take that deal. Oops, I clicked the screen. You decided to take that deal on July 10. You took 3 days. Well, it looks like in this case you went back the next day on the 10th and said, you know what, let's settle this up, and somehow you had a discussion and you agreed on 3 days and you agreed on $4,333. That got resolved, you closed it out, you got paid on change order number 1. And this is the cycle of how you identify what different changes are in a job. Here's another change that, screws on a roof or in a doorway or on a gutter went from regular steel to stainless steel 316. Maybe no big deal, maybe just a nickel on the job. Maybe you have 2 million screws on the job and a nickel turns into $50,000. I don't know, but you can notify your client by phone, text. This is a letter number. What else is in here? The other thing that I think is really neat about this too is you can print this report here, and you can take it into a client meeting, and you can show them this, and or just show yourself. Here's the total days of requested. Here's the total days I've requested in changes to my client. Here are the total dollars I have requested. Here are the dollars that the owner has responded with, and here's what we've settled. So far I've asked for $7,434, and we've been given $4,333. And you can see from this column over here that this one's closed, this one's being negotiated, and these are just being tracked. We like to use this tracking designation here because it allows you to just track things rather than just put the owner on notice. What do I mean by that? Well, maybe let me think of a good one right here. This is a good one right here. Maybe you have 10,000 lineal feet of gutter on the job, and you go out there and you're turning a corner, and the inspector says, you know what, you can't use a steel screw on that, you got to use a stainless steel screw. And no big deal, you just, all right, Mr. Inspector, I'll put in this stainless steel screw, no big deal. That only costs you a nickel. Well, let's just put it in the log here, and this one actually went negotiated, but perhaps when you originally put this in here, you were just tracking it. Because it might have been that, it may only be 1 screw and it's a nickel and I don't really care. But what if this turns into tomorrow it's 2 screws, Thursday it's 5 screws, next week it's 100 screws. The next thing you know, you had $15 in your budget for screws, and now, you've spent $2,000 on screws, and all of a sudden, forgive the pun, but you're screwed. So now you're out whatever it was, $500, $1,000, whatever it is. But anyway, the fact that you put this in and you started tracking it, and you just called your inspector and said, hey, by the way, too many screws here of stainless steel are going to cost me too much money. I'm just letting you know that this is a change in scope to me. So Anyway, I think this is a really powerful module, and again, just the importance of timely notification and how we tie in your notification requirements in your contract, which you got to read, and which also you should consult an attorney if you get into trouble, but we can at least protect you up front. And if I am telling you, if you follow the PCO log and you notify your client and you do it in writing, and we recommend a letter, your lawyer, hopefully you'll never need one, but if you ever do get there, your lawyer's going to be very happy that you followed our recommendation here and tracked everything, in writing with emails and letters, and you tracked it all. It'll save you a lot of time, headache, and a lot of attorney's fees. I appreciate you listening, and I hope this was helpful.